monitor on my phone. The meeting is now streaming live. Gentlemen, hello. Maybe I should have convinced a lady to come. Before I introduce you guys, or before Macharia introduces you guys, let me share this link to my other platforms. If you have tuned in already, guys, share the link, share the link, share the link. Let your friends know. Tuko hapa. Amaje.
Yes.
And we're here today. By the way, me, I'm excited about talking about Kenyan sport. I wish my pals would revive our show, Simba Soccer, that we used to have. Ngare, where have you gone? Ngare has put off his video. When he's going to put on makeup. Alex, he's now to makeup.
Unmute.
Unmute, you're on mute, Alex.
I was switching to Wi-Fi.
Oh, you were switching to Wi-Fi? Why were you not on Wi-Fi in the first place? Let's start there.
You see, I'd put the laptop on Wi-Fi, but no worries.
Sorry.
Oh, then you changed to your phone and then, stories. Wait.
Alex.
Yes.
How come you support two very contrasting teams? One which is used to winning and another one used to losing.
Wow.
Can you save it? Wait, guys, we have not even started. Who is that attacking Alex? Alex is his first time here, so you have to, if someone is here for the first time, you have to be nice. And I think that is Alex and
no, but we must welcome them.
Macharia, as the host, introduce everybody here on the panel.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for tuning into the another session of the Terrace. Today, we begin with the discussion about Kenyan sport, and then later we shall discuss.
Doing a political show on KBC.
Okay, and then later we shall discuss how useless your favorite EPL team's win was yesterday. So today I'll begin by introducing my former captain and player, and I begin with Odu. Tell us who you are and what you do for a living.
Okay, so my name is Martin.
Hi, okay. What's up with your sound?
Get the volume.
Volume iko full.
Iko full. It was better just now.
Sauti yako.
You're the most important person on this panel because you're an active Kenyan player. The rest of us, we are just big mouths like this.
Wow. Fans. Huh? We are big fans.
We're big fans.
Don't be Odu.
Yeah, mnanipata.
Yes.
Yeah, so my name is Martin Uzuar.
Yeah, go ahead, okay, you're waiting.
Yeah, I'm an active player for Kisumu All-Stars. Based in Kisumu.
Otenga. For Kisumu All-Stars.
Otenga pia huu.
And then from there, I want to introduce Alex Ngare.
Yeah.
Alex, you say you're the biggest fan of football in this country.
No. Actually, my name is Alex Ngare. I love football and sports in general. So I'm an Arsenal fan, diehard fan. Whether we lose, whether we win, I still support Arsenal. I'm also a Real Madrid fan, by the way, too. And Gor Mahia is my team that I also support dearly.
Yes.
And I love all teams that actually participate in KPL too. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Hey, our thought.
Okay, Gerard.
My name is Coach Gerard. I support Manchester City. I'm a coach here in Nakuru, and we are winning the league.
And you're winning the league, Man City?
Yeah.
Supporting City, lakini amevaa jezi ya BVB.
It's a message. It's a message. Big message.
They did not win last weekend.
We are signing Haaland.
Okay.
Joshua, you need no introduction, but do it anyway.
Yeah, my name is Kwanya Joshua. I support Kogalo, and part-time I support Chelsea huko Maju, and I also support Spartak Moscow in Russia. Above all, I also host a show. I host a show called Final Whistle, so you can check it out.
Final Whistle, Final Whistle every week. Can I also introduce myself, Xavier?
Yeah, please do.
My name is Terrace. I'm an Arsenal fan and a Gor Mahia fan, like my friend Alex Ngare here. And then I'm also a Harambee Starlets fan. That's why I've put it there. And by the way, I'm Gor by birth. I'm a Kisumu All-Stars fan, but I'm Gor by birth. That's what they told me.
Yes.
You know how politicians speak. It is not me. It is the people who have told me that I am Gor by birth.
Exactly.
Right. Which one are you settling on? Because you're both sides.
Oh, if I was to pick a team, you know, for Kenyan football, Alex, there's something you said when you started. You said you support all teams in the KPL. That is where I'm at. Yes. I support the growth of all teams in the KPL. If I was told I'm Gor by birth, if Kisumu All-Stars is playing against AFC Leopards, I will support Kisumu All-Stars. Let me put it that way.
Utenga any day.
Huh?
Utenga any day.
Yes. Let me send some shout outs. Alvin Shibidi says, I love the show, keep up the good work. Tris B. Mweni says, there's no lady on the panel today. Yani, what am I? Woo-wee. Raima Jaka. Greetings. Sisi ndo tumeshikwa kwa curfew. Aya. Raima. Woo-wee. Pole. Danik de Dude. Ay bana. Mafisi have landed here. He's complimenting my Singare. Princess Nelly, reporting from Afghanistan, the country of honey and milk. Accompanied by, hey, Nelly, you'll get us shut down if you start saying things like that. You've been invaded. Masharia, move on to the first topic for the day.
Yeah, and I want to begin with Odo because you are the guy I want us to dwell much on. And nataka kuanza nawe, nataka kukuuliza tu swali moja. Ukisikia anytime rais amesema ya kwamba fellow Kenyans, all sporting activities have been stopped until further notice. Nini hukuja kwako wewe? Kwako inamaanisha nini kimfuko na kimawazo? Inamaanisha nini?
Unajua si kwangu tu. Kwa most of the players, ama maybe all players. Hiyo kwanza akisema hivyo unajua tu ni kusota. Because team mobs hapa Kenya azilipi salary vile inastahili. So unapata maplayer wengi wanategemea allowances hizo per DM, maybe night outs, hizo za lunch. So kama muendi game, hakuna tizi, hakuna vile unaweza pata do. Na unapata wachezaji wengi, most wachezaji wana depend on football peke yake. Unapata kama hiyo football haichezi, hiyo ndio job yako inategemea. Inabaki uko zero, hakuna kitu kingine unafanya at the moment.
Okay, exactly. I don't it's important tujue hivyo ndo unajua most of our viewers wakisikia sporting activities zimekuwa stopped na wana working from home vitu kama hizo. So it's important wajue kwamba our players anytime no sporting activities, that means they've got no job, they can't pay their bills. Now, Gerard, you are a coach. What does it mean to you when you hear that sporting activities have been banned in this country? What does it mean to you as a coach?
As a coach, inanisimamisha kabisa because we need consistency. Ya mazoezi, like last season hatukuwa na pre-season. Mnakaa kidogo, mnaona imepotea. Juu ligi by the way iki break midway, kama tumepita half year season, winner anakuwa promoted best as at that time. Unaweza pata labda huko umecheza games zako rahisi. Forget. But tena ikiisha hapo katikati slightly before to resume the league inakuwa done already. Right now tumekuwa na stoppage mara mbili na feel inani drag down sana as a coach. Na naweza pata pia na miss players no kala season players wenye niliacha wengi hawakurudi football. Wase walienda kutafuta majob. Kutafuta job nyingine unaweza fanya apart from football, but now it's a bit difficult kurudi tena upate player na pick from ile place ni ngumu sana.
But I mean, that's unfortunate, because you're losing your income, you're losing your fitness, you're losing your I mean, you just have nothing to do, and that is your skill, that is your job. It's like us being told they've shut down the media industry. Okay, then what do I do? So that's really, I want Alex and Joshua also to come into the conversation and give their comments, because even as fans, we've missed Jazza studying. By the way, Alex, I have a shout out here for you from Wilhite Muchuma. He says, Ohio is locked. Gotea Alex.
Yes, you know, you say hi to Wilhite.
I know Wilhite, Bram's big bro.
Yeah, we really owe a lot to him. Yeah, he was our guy. He's the one who introduced us to so many things. So thank you so much, Wilhite. So as a fan, I think I really empathize with the situation currently, and as we've had, it's quite tough for us as fans too, because we were used to going to the field over the weekend, and we would not only just watch the games but also interact with our fellow fans and also the players. And you see, there's a morale, there's a camaraderie that comes with going to the pitch. So if you're not going right now, it's really affecting us in terms of how we are able to interact with our fellow fans in the stadium. So I think something needs to be done to ensure that we go back to the stadium, and also just a study, as Caro has mentioned.
Alex, I missed something. You said what?
Camaraderie.
Oh, okay.
Camaraderie. Wait, this area is from Greek. You don't expect him to know big words. The conversation along Masharia. Right now, the federation and most of the federations are starting these vaccinations that are going on. I've seen the rugby guys are doing it, volleyball guys are doing it, FKF has started it, and but I've also seen some players protesting. Joshua, probably you can come in here and what are your views on the fact that the vaccination is going on? And I mean, for me, it's something I think was long overdue, but some players have reacted negatively.
I think federation has come up with the vaccination to help the players, and this is gonna help in terms of football resuming. But let's not only focus on football alone, because the other sports are also being stopped. If this vaccine is not working, if these other players are not happy that the vaccines has some negative effects to them, how will they now come back to play? If the federation is going to come up with a rule that if you are not vaccinated, there's no football for you. So what will happen to the players who say that this thing, we are not going for this thing? So for me, I think I'll just urge all the players. I saw my former captain Gor Mahia, Kenneth Mbuna, went for it, and other players at Gor Mahia went for it. I'll just urge the rest of the players to go for it, so that I think after a couple of weeks or so, we can still watch football on TV now that we can't go to the stadium. But to honestly speak, I think we miss going to the stadium. I remember the last game I watched in the stadium was the Mashemeji Derby on the 8th of March last year. So it's been long overdue just to meet and mingle with these people. When such a game is being played, you start celebrating huko tao, munapiga isikuti, munapiga hizo drums, you mingle, you make friends at the end of the day. So such kind of things me kivyangu I miss. So it's a situation imepata everybody. So I pray that we can vaccinate all our players, be it rugby, all football, everything. Then we can start seeing sports back.
Odu, nataka kuleta hapa na kuna kitu Karo amezungumzia inaitwa fitness. So wewe anytime unapata sporting activities zimesimamishwa, inaffectaje fitness yako? Na fitness nazungumzia kuhusu physical fitness na bado mental fitness. And then federation ilipeana guidelines za vaccination. Lakini kulingana na wewe, guidelines ambazo walipeana kuhusu resumption ya ligi, zilikubamba na nini ilikuwa nafaa kuja mbele? Program sasa tunaambiwa after vaccination what next, ama ilikuwa vaccinate kwanza and then tugoje what next?
Okay, in terms of fitness, unajua ukiwa home kuna tizi lazima utafanya kwa nyumba, maybe upige hizo road work, unaona. But pia zuko home una tizi huwezi fanya kwa field, so lazima uende kufanya kwa gym. So imagine maybe una do, hujalipwa mshahara ama hakuna vile unapata do. Unajua gym huwezi enda gym ya msee bure. Lazima ulipe do. Unaona. So inabidi una improvise na vitu zingine zenye unaweza fanya. So kuna tizi coach anaweza kupatia na kuna level of fitness coach anaweza taka ukuwe nayo yenye wewe huwezi jipatia. Unaona. Kuna level ya
Just to
coach
bring you,
kupush yenye wewe huwezi jipush. Unaona.
sorry, just to bring the conversation forward a bit. We were talking about vaccinations, and then Macharia has taken us back. Okay, what are your views on the vaccination? Have you been asked? Have they reached the NSL yet?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Just to explain to those who don't understand the players' concerns about the vaccination. Yes, there are those players who are saying, why are you forcing us that if we don't get it, we don't play? I agree with Joshua. You don't get it, you don't play, because then you're putting other players at risk. However, I think there's been a breakdown in communication between the federation and the players, because some of the players are saying, we are concerned about side effects. We're hearing people are getting sick from getting the vaccination. So if we get sick, whose hands, are you the ones going to take us to hospital? Are we in your hands? They're more concerned about that aspect of being forced to take a vaccination, yet a clear explanation has not been given to the players on what to look out for, and if you get a fever, if you stay home, don't come for training thing. I think that is the issue. I don't know, Alex and Beth, when you can probably come in. Sorry, yes, Josh.
Can I just ask a question? Maybe anyone can ask. I can answer this. What's the role of the clubs in this process of vaccination now? Because in the federation in a vaccinated player. So what's the role of the clubs in all this? Let's talk about Zuke Rituals and all those clubs. What's their role?
My understanding.
Let me answer you.
Yes, Beth.
Maybe I can come in and chime in something. Yeah. So guys, I think issues to do with vaccination is a very critical issue. So for me, I think it will start somewhere whereby these players should have been first and foremost talked to. That is, there is counseling, because they are going to get a vaccination that has so many stories that are coming around about it. So they should have been counseled first. After counseling, then there's that process of being told to expect. Okay, there's the side effects of this thing, and there's also the issues to do with the benefit of getting this vaccine. So from there on, then after the clubs have been taken through this health talk, that's when these players could have been vaccinated. And then after the vaccination, there should have been a plan. You're being told that you're vaccinated today, and then after the vaccination, there's this and this that is going to happen. So right now they've been vaccinated. Some are, they don't know about the side effects that are going to happen. So they are not sure if the vaccination that are being given is going to cause the clot that they're getting to hear about in the news, or the side effects are going to be severe to the point that they're not going to play the sport. So I think that the process before should have been done before the vaccination should be done. I think that is my opinion.
Bethwell, as a coach?
Maybe add on Gary's.
So as a coach, what I've learned about, let me answer first a question about the role of clubs in this vaccination. First, the vaccination is a program by the Kenyan government. It's only imported by Kenyan government as such now. So no club can single-handedly import the vaccine or cater about the players' vaccination. So we are taking it through the federation. Mwendwa negotiated with the Ministry of Health. That's why it's going on. Unfortunately, we have a lot of teams. The NSL has 20 teams. You have Division 1 below it with 32 teams, and then Division 2 with around 36 teams. So that's quite a handful number, maybe 2,500 players or 600 if we are to go back to vaccination. About football, the major tool is our health. Players use their bodies to play. So if I'm getting a risk that my hand may go numb or something like that, it gives fears. I saw Harrison Mwendwa, an active player in the FC Leopards team, asking about the same on Twitter. But the Kenyan government and even the UK government have commented about the AstraZeneca vaccine that the benefits outweighs the risk. So I will urge all the players to take the vaccine. It will not only take care about your teammates or opponents, but also your family in the end. We are living in a time that we have never faced something like this. So the vaccine is the only way to go.
You know, the concern about some of the side effects, especially the serious ones, and those 1 or 2 cases where people are saying somebody died or got a clot because they took the vaccine. Before you actually get the vaccine, there's a questionnaire you're supposed to fill so that you know your any health issues that you have. And I think that is the problem in Kenya, that our sports people don't go through full medicals. So you don't even know, and okay, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you don't even know, you don't know if you have a weak heart, you don't know if you have a disease, you don't know some of these things, and yet there's something I shared on my social media the other day. I was sent by one of the cancer organizations that if you have cancer, please take these steps before going for a vaccination. And the steps included consulting your doctor, letting him guide you through the process. But here we are with so many sports people who I am sure have underlying conditions they do not know about because we don't do full medicals. Then they're just being vaccinated. So for me, that is my fear.
Sports medicine is a field that has not been exploited more in Kenya. We don't do medicals. I signed for Sofapaka today. I don't do medicals. Nobody checks even the drug limit in my body. I can play under influence of anything in the Kenyan Premier League, in the Nationwide, and in the Super League. We still need to invest. Those are the structures that we need to put up in place right now.
Let me send a few shout outs here. Felix Makachia is saying, Alex, my Jericho team comrade, good to see you representing. Alex, you're like Masharia. No one can tell you played football.
Why?
I must say, you improved from the last time I saw you in Mombasa. Even you've been exercising. I know that. Chox OG says Super Sport WhatsApp group is here representing. Kamau Kiru says a big shout out to Masharia, great job. Min Blessing logged from Abu Dhabi. Samuel Odidi says good job. Leyan B says, oh, I read that, I think the show is late. We're going to get to Arsenal later, guys. Stop harakisharing me. Danik Dudi said, Radul, can we add Yusuf Kaona in this show? Yusuf is a good friend of mine. I employed him 12 years ago at Radio Jumbo, and he's brilliant, but if he doesn't want to respond and come, I can't force him to be here. Masharia, I think the general consensus is that players should be encouraged to go for the vaccine, but check with your doctor if you have the resources that you're okay to get it.
And also, Caro, I also think that the government should also give more information about the vaccine. They should allow specialists to understand the vaccine to give us more information, other than us getting information from people who don't even know about the vaccine, creating confusion and making players actually get scared about taking the vaccine. That's my thought on it.
Before we move to EPL, because we only have 5 minutes and we have to move to EPL, Harambee Starlets, as you can see, I'm a Harambee Starlets fan. Today got a new coach, Charles Okere, a new old coach. He was assistant coach. And he'll be assisted by Godfrey Odwor and Mildred Cheche from KCB Club. And as usual, there are people here on the panel who say they are related. Nothing a relation.
Caro.
Okay. So let me just.
Relation, eh?
No, Masharia. I think I'm being attacked. I think I'm being attacked. Actually, for Charles Okere, we are not related as such, yeah.
I'm a woman, I have to exaggerate.
Apparently, when I was joining my high school, Charles Okere was our captain. When I was in Form 1, he was in Form 4. And I can tell you, he was a brilliant player. He was a very good midfielder. All the free kicks, he was the one taking them. And I know how we were brought up in terms of the culture that we were brought up from high school is going to take it through. you need to know that also Ghost Mule and Charles Okere come from the same high school, same to Musa Otieno. That is the famous. That is the famous Ofafa Jericho. So
we
you
are
can
sorry.
imagine. Yeah, you can imagine the culture is going to bring to the team.
We are sorry.
I'm just hearing Alex boasting that I was in school with Ghost, I was with Musa. I was with
For me, Caro,
you say you're with the president.
Caro, my biggest concern is this mutual consent thing.
Is the departure of David Ouma.
Yes, by mutual
Joshua,
consent.
as a sports journalist, what are your thoughts on the mutual consent departure of David Ouma?
I think when it comes to Kenyan football, more so the federation, when people leave coaching duties, mnaambiangwa ni mutual paying. Kimanzi were told the same thing, but I think there could be. There could be. I'm not sure about it, but there could be a problem that leads to this mutual agreement that leads to a coach leaving. But on the other side, I was asking myself now that our career has come to lead the Starlets. If he gets the support and everything that he needs, I think he can do a good job that maybe the federation thought Ouma couldn't do. But my worry is now to Tusker. How can that destabilize them? Because if he's now the right-hand man for Matano, how could that? I know Matano is an experienced guy in terms of management, but I've been thinking around there. Could that destabilize? Could it be the Ateta Pep kind of situation? Though Pep wasn't destabilized sana, but I'm worried. Anaweza kuwa destabilized kidogo. But if we give him time at the Starlet's job, he can do a good job. But with the federation, we know anything can happen any day. It's like a Chelsea thing.
Well, he's in the hockey next weekend, Zambia. We'll see what happens against Zambia. Just a comment here from Felix Makachia. We complain about getting the league back. Now we're complaining about the vaccine, and yet we've never questioned what our team doctors give players. If you know the side effects of aspirin, you'll never have it at home. Get the vaccine, let's move on. I got my vaccine. Which, I think that sort of wraps everything up. But I think, Felix, the difference is, I am sure you know all your underlying conditions.
But as he shared,
do you know your underlying conditions? When was the last time as a player you had a full medical?
Yeah. It's important. It's important for people to get full checkup so that they can understand before any vaccine is actually administered to them.
Richard, when was the last time you got a full medical?
Yeah, I can't lie, it's been long.
Thank you. That's no, but that's a sad fact of most of our players who are getting this.
He said it's been long. He didn't say never. That's for him.
Yeah, but long is
like a politician.
Developed something, and I'm not sure. Again, do you understand full medical? It's not your blood pressure and your temperature.
But on a serious note, I think the players need to be sensitized. They need to be given information around this vaccination thing. If they have full information, I think 100% of them will go for it.
Because it's a step in the right directions. We want football, we want rugby, we want games to continue, and this is the safest way to do it.
Caro, you know there's a lockdown.
Huh?
So teams from maybe Western Kenya, Mombasa, they have not been vaccinated or something like that.
The plan is there. I've seen the statement both from FKF and the statement from the Rugby Union and the statement from Kenya Volleyball Federation that there are plans to roll it out to other regions as well, because not all teams are based in Nairobi. So I think that has been considered. But for me, again, that's the fastest way to get our sports back. Macharia, it's 8:30, which means now we have to talk about teams that won this weekend.
Yes. So now I want us to begin somewhere. We shall get there. Now I want us to begin. Man United beat Tottenham yesterday, and meaning they are 11 points behind City, a game in hand. 8 points if they win their game in hand, and this takes me back to 2013 when Man United were leading the league by 8 points, and City won the league in 2013. Oh, I think in 2012, yeah?
2012.
Yeah, so I want to
Yeah.
ask, should Man United fans start dreaming ama wanunue mattress ingine?
By far.
So you are talking about a position where City will lose 2 matches and then we go to an Aguero thing.
Yes.
Aguero moment.
It's not happening.
Should Man United fans dream ama tununue mattress?
I think Mashari, I think it's always good to dream, but I think the Premier League season is gone, and if you look at you have a game in on Manchester and on Manchester City, which who told you that game in mtashinda?
Okay.
Looking at this is the Premier League, we know it. I know mulipiga Jose jana. Jose beat you 6 goals to 1. So beating Jose 3 goals to 1 hiyo ni vibaya, lakini nyinyi mkipigwa 6-1 at home ilikuwa a blip. It was just a blip. But you know, I think let's just be realistic. I don't think City are going to lose 2 more games. Maybe the game against Chelsea they can lose, but the rest league lower vile wanasemanga.
Yeah, I actually what I can say, Masharia, is that Manchester actually loses to small teams. That is something you know, Sindio?
Yes.
Manchester gani? Sema ni gani?
Manchester United, Manchester United loses to very small teams, So against big teams they will win. If they meet the Tottenhams of this world, the Chelseas, the Liverpool, they'll win. But when they meet those low teams like maybe Sheffield, no, Arsenal is not a small team. Arsenal is a big team.
Arsenal
is a small team.
Can you let the City fan give his views on this topic?
Yeah.
We're about to lose another game because for me, yes, I celebrated they lost to Leeds, but we all know it was just a blip.
Yeah, United will finish second comfortably. Leicester will be battling with the top 4 finish. There'll be no pressure from Leicester to overcome United. United will finish second and maybe reach the finals of the Europa League, but nothing much.
And that brings me to my next. I want us to discuss very briefly here. The British media has always made us believe that the English league is the best league in the world because any team can beat any team. Now this season, if you look at the top of 8 teams, the biggest teams in England, the Manchester clubs, are a distance behind the third place teams. If you look at the La Liga teams, the difference between number 1 and number 3 is 2 points. Does that mean that Spanish La Liga has been the better league this season?
Not really. For me, I'll say competition in England is always very, very strong. Given that in 2015, Leicester won the league, Chelsea have dominated for the past decade, Chelsea and City that is, and Liverpool won it, let's say, COVID. I can say EPL is still the most competitive league in this world.
I think maybe just to give my point is that La Liga is a bit competitive, but only for the first maybe 4 to 5 teams. But you realize for England, the league is competitive all through. You will find that a team is number 16 or 15, but is still beating a team in number 1. Okay, but for La Liga, you can easily predict. For La Liga, you can predict maybe Atletico, Real Madrid, and maybe Barcelona. At least they'll take the first 3 slots. But like you can see for England right now, West Ham is actually spoiling the mix. You see, West Ham is pushing for that position 4 slot. So you cannot predict. So
I wanted to comment about West Ham. West Ham will finish in the top 4. Because if you look at the fixtures coming up for Chelsea, let's say they are playing Leicester, they still have to play City, they have to play Arsenal, and they have to play West Ham and Villa. So that means they have very difficult fixtures ahead. That's Chelsea. If you look at Leicester, they still have to play United, they still have to play Chelsea and Tottenham in their last fixture. So it means West Ham will be somewhere at 3rd place. Leicester have a chance. They have a possibility of dropping out of the top 4.
Can I say something? Can I say something on the question that Mashari asked about the league now? I think the Premier League in like 4 seasons, in like the last 4 seasons, has shifted from where the top 2 was very competitive. It was very hard to call who's going to win the league between number 1 and number 2. But for the last few years, you've seen number 1 is like in February, we know who's going to be the champion of the Premier League. But number 3, 2, 3, 4, hapa ndio kuna competition. La Liga on the other side, kitambo tulikuwa tunaona La Liga, Real Madrid wako huko juu na 11 points, Barcelona wako huko juu 15 points. But this season, I can say that it has shifted from what we are used to. Like sahi you don't know who's going to win La Liga. Whether Atletico ni kama wameamua, they're still up there. Real wamekuwa huko juu, Barcelona pia wako hapo. So for me, I think it has shifted in a way. On the West Ham thing, I think, and I said it a few shows here, that if David Moyes finishes in the top 4, he is the manager of the year for me. Because if you look at the budget that he has, the team he has with and the rest of the others, I think he's done a magnificent job with West Ham. Finishing top 4, I think they have a chance because they have to play Chelsea. Chelsea, of course, umesema tuko na City, tuko na Leicester, tuko na West Ham wenyewe. So we still have tough games. But as all of us are experienced with the Premier League, there is never a small game.
Now, hapa ndo nataka kuleta Odu. He's been quiet, eh? Odu. Rado ngele West Ham. Unadhani wanaweza ingia top 4?
Sure bet.
Wanaingia?
Sure bet.
Nataka kuuliza watu wengine.
Jamaa. Wacha nikupredict top 4. Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, West Ham, Leicester.
Hiyo Leicester na
Chelsea na West Ham. West Ham and then Chelsea. Yeah. West Ham and then
no, but let me tell you this. West Ham, they are good. But if you look at the last 3 games against Arsenal, the other weekend and this weekend, there's a team that's scoring goals, but they're also conceding goals. You see, they were leading 3-0 against Arsenal. They drew 3-3. After that, they won 3-2. Yesterday, they won 3-2. So they are kind of making results, if that's the best thing.
Declan Rice is missing.
Itafika ile stage sasa, some few games they will score 1, then they hit the dead end and draw 1-1. So that's the biggest problem for them. If you're
forgetting, you lost 5-2 to West Brom. West Brom.
Oh, by the way, talking of West Brom, they are leading right now against Southampton 2-0. Just imagine.
Yeah, and before we even finish about West Brom, I wanted to ask you: should Man United bring back Lingard? Mazana X.
No, but Lingard kungara West Ham. That means that shows you how clueless your manager is.
Yeah,
because why is he leaving Old Trafford, going to London Stadium, muko anangara, scoring 8 goals, lakini mulishindwa? Ask somewhere, why would you buy VDB but uko na Lingard? Would you need VDB in the first place if you have Lingard? So for me, if Lingard wants to play football, he has to remain at West Ham.
Lingard is an average player playing for an average team right now. Ni kama tu coach wake Moyes haizishana at United. So any teams zenye hazina pressure, and then they are seeing, this guy is from Manchester United. He can make things happen. So that's
United is not average. United is not average.
United, my friend.
They also average. Kama siku hizi mna celebrate finishing the top 4. You are celebrating finishing the top 4. Man United is nowadays average.
Kwanya, my point is and hapo ndo nilikuwa kuleta Jera.
Yes.
If United let Lingard arudi. For example, jana United walicheza na Spurs, Lingard kama angeanza hiyo game, nani alikuwa anafaa kutoka ndo Lingard aanze? Na kama alikuwa angie kama sub, nani alikuwa anafaa asiingie sub, Lingard aingie?
Based on positions za jana, United walicheza na Fred, McTominay na Pogba, na pia Stama wa Diamond, and then Aniko Tip Fernandez. So it means either Fernandez, Pogba, or Scott McTominay. But now he's more attacking. So Pogba or Fernandez, which is a no. So Jama angeka bench.
Exactly. My point. So should United bring back Lingard? I think the answer is no. I can do West Ham.
No, but I've told you, mimi nishakwambia, if he wants to play football, let him remain at West Ham. But if he kama bado anataka kuvaa hii jezi ya Manchester United kama hiyo umevaa, then atakuwa kwa bench vile alikuwa anakaa kitambo.
Let me send some shout outs, guys. Let me send some shout outs here. Neddy Atieno is watching from Manchester. Really, Neddy? Neddy has started some fitness videos on TikTok and Instagram, and she wants to come and train me. I've refused. I am not training to be a soldier. Neddy, pole sana. But Neddy, next week, aren't you on this show? Winnie Richards Madikizela says locked in. Jed Kinywa, Kwanya, top guy, Super Sport is watching.
Yes.
Ochiweda, Gitao, relax. Ochiweda was saying he's enjoying the topic. Ochiweda, we wanted you on today's show, but we got Alex instead, so we're still, we're cool. Tris Mweni says, Xavier, keep dreaming. I'm not sure what comment that was in reaction to.
Winning the league.
Felix Kiprotich, say hi to Kwanya, my Chelsea fan mate, Palace Supersport WhatsApp group. Sawa.
You see?
Then a few people with comments about the vaccine that we were talking about earlier. Francisco Moira says, I support Alex on the issue of counseling the players on the need for vaccination. And then he says, but it should have been done on an individual basis after thorough research, which we agree, but you don't get it, you don't play, because then you're at risk of infecting others and getting infected and getting severely ill. Raima Jaka says, what if the vaccine has side effects? What will happen? I think we've discussed that. Mebo Kagonya says, kudos Alex Ngara, good support. The whole of Bram's family is watching. Nick Malel says, always follow Radul live. Hope next time I'll be invited to participate. When we invite random people to participate from the group, you guys disappear before 8 o'clock. Then the issues are just so many. That is why Masharia decides he's the boss. I'm not the boss. Princess Nelly, Carol, most people don't go for full medical checkup because of the expensive medical insurance in Kenya. Very true, but clubs should have a plan because you're playing a physical sport. Clubs should have a plan. Christopher Mutsotso Shivutse, hey, this guy is Qatar. He says, I am here, pop. Where would the other, Caleb McCarthy, Arsenal are a death team walking. Okay. Right, Arsenal, just shut up, man.
Now umesoma.
I want to say Man United now. Ochiweda, that City fan is afraid of talking. Ochiweda says Arsenal will finish in the top 6.
Very true, very true.
Can I give you the Man United, Man City, Man United?
Ochiweda, come back to the show.
Huh? Yeah.
Just pass a message to him to come.
Ochiweda, come back to the show. Why are you here? But now we've given Alex his chance. You know, there's a place I know where you never go and leave because the person who fills in for you ends up taking the job. And today I went on leave.
Kazi imeenda.
Manchester City, Man United, West Ham, Chelsea. That is my top 4. But Chelsea will overtake West Ham. But I don't see Leicester finishing top 4. I don't see Liverpool finishing top 4. Liverpool have United, Southampton, bogey teams. And Arsenal won't finish in the top 6 either. Sorry, but I've said that.
Now, okay, and I want us to speak about my favorite individual in European football. That is Jose Mourinho. And more often than not, and I want us first to begin. Before we even talk about Mourinho, I want us to talk about Ole. He's been in United for 2 seasons. He's taken United to the Champions League in his first season. He's destined to finish second in the league in his second season. And do you think Ole does not get enough credit as he deserves?
Let me answer you as a coach here. Yeah. Football is like medicine. You cannot treat somebody based on whatever you used to treat somebody maybe in the 1900s. You cannot use quinine to treat malaria right now. Mourinho is old school, and whatever he's treating can no longer treat our bodies now. It can no longer cure football.
Okay, Jera, we shall come to Jose. Jore, we shall come to Jose. I want to ask about
Yes.
Ole.
Ole, yeah. So
is he a coach who doesn't get enough credit?
But
So Bashari
is trying,
Yeah.
but he's a PE teacher for me. He's just a PE teacher.
So Masaya, maybe I can give my opinion about Ole. Yeah? I think Ole Gunnar has not been given the enough accolade that he deserves. But from my point of view, being doing the second season and actually doing whatever he's currently doing, remember he's somebody who was Ferguson's secretary. So Ole really understands what Manchester requires. Okay, and I believe
as a player now.
Yes, as a player. Now as a coach, definitely you can see the transformation is hard. Manchester started on a very low note, but right now the team is picking up. And you might be shocked that Ole wins the Europa League, you see. And you see that will be a great leap up, a great achievement for him. So I think it's just should be given time and see how the transition goes.
Masharia.
Okay.
Alex does not understand Manchester United. When now you talk about Manchester United winning Europa League and calling it an achievement, then you are not supposed to be talking about Manchester United.
Masharia, can I say something?
Manchester is fighting for top 4 right now. So that tells you that changed.
Masharia, Manchester United Football Club, as all of us, tangu tuanze kusupport hizi teams, has never been a team that only fights for the top 4. Yes. There was a time that Wenger used to finish in the top 4. Now, Arsenal fans kept on saying that's failure. You see, tangu lini Manchester United, that as big as it is, kumaliza number 2 ama kumaliza number 3 is an achievement. You see?
Yes.
Another thing, you guys are saying that Ole is not getting the accolades he's supposed to get, and the Man United are saying that someone like Jose Mourinho never did anything. Jose Mourinho was at Man United for 2 seasons, won the EFL Cup, won the UEFA Europa League, alimaliza number 2 na Manchester United, and after that he said the best he could get from that team was number 2. So Ole naye anakuja hapa after 2 seasons, ametumia that kind of money, anamaliza number 2. We are saying, Ole has really done a magnificent job that has never been done by the so-called the chosen one like David Moyes and etc. Listen, me, I'll judge Ole. I'll say Ole is good once he wins a trophy for Manchester United, because Man United is a big club that should be fighting for titles, not finishing 15 points behind its rivals like Manchester City. Thank you.
Could it be the fact, Joshua, that Ole is not coming from where Mourinho came from? Mourinho came as a very experienced coach, having won Champions League with Porto, having won Champions League with Inter. It's like since Ferguson left, Manchester United made the mistake of they wasted so much time getting coaches that didn't fit the bill. One thing that Manchester United has driven itself on over the last God knows how many years is the culture of the club. And bringing in Mourinho to a club where he doesn't understand the culture. Mourinho wants to go into a club, buy stars and win with those stars, which is why he can't do it with Tottenham, because he's not been given an empty check to go and get every single player he wants in Europe or whatever. For me, I think given where Ole was coming from and the fact that Manchester United is rebuilding, I'm seeing it like a club that is rebuilding since Ferguson left. They made mistakes, katikati, just like my Arsenal. We made mistakes bringing in jokers of coaches after Wenger. You make those mistakes and then you go back to the drawing board and say, how can we rebuild this club from scratch? First, let's get a player who understands the culture of the club, and there's none like Ole. In fact, Ole should have even gone in instead of Giggs right from the beginning, under Ferguson's wing, groomed for the top job, you know? But for me, I think Ole, you're right, Manchester United has never been a top 4 team, but they are under Ole, who is rebuilding a club that has suffered since Ferguson left. Mourinho.
How far can he take?
Huh?
How far can he take Manchester United then?
Even
Because
time,
likes of Macharia are not the kind of Man United fans we know are not that patient enough to give, to wait like for 4 seasons in watching the league. Maybe I'm talking as a Chelsea fan because tumezoea kushinda.
The mistake was with Mourinho. When you get a coach like Mourinho, you want to get Ferguson results overnight. When you get a coach like Ole, you're willing to wait. And it's up to fans and management to be a little bit patient, see the progress. For me, I've seen progress from last season to this season. And I'm sounding like a United fan. I'm not. I'm an Ole fan.
But I'm worried.
No, honestly, and that's why I want to bring Odu in. Odu, as a player, would you love to play and ungependa kuchezea Ole, by the way, kama wewe mchezaji?
Ole Gunnar.
Ungependa kuchezea Miguna.
Yeah, okay, unajua Ole yenye Manchester anacheza inani suit mimi kama mchezaji na playing style yangu. So tunacheza midfield and the way the midfielders are playing. Okay, sipendi vile midfielder Manchester ucheza. But I feel like never cheza yote because I can fit in kwa hiyo system ya Ole yenye anataka.
Okay.
Let me talk about
all day.
Yeah, now let me talk about transforming from players to coaches. It's not as easy as you say, Carol, that if you understand the culture of a team, you can come in just as a coach. Lampard tried it.
No, that's not the only thing. Otherwise, Giggs would have succeeded. So it's not the only thing.
Yes.
You see, Carol, maybe.
Lampard understood Chelsea inside out, but he failed. He was not that type of coach.
No, Lampard didn't fail. Lampard didn't fail. Lampard wasn't given time enough because
you have to.
No. Lampard wasn't given that much time. Yeah, so he didn't fail as much because Lampard took Chelsea, a team that was suffering from a transfer embargo and finished in the top 4. Now, during that time, after transfer embargo iliisha, akapewa pesa. Hiyo kupewa pesa, no, transfer ban, just in case. Hiyo kupewa pesa was a way of sacking him. If you that was a way of sacking him.
Lampard hiyo season ya kwanza, players hawapo wamesahau kenye Sarri alikuwa anafunza. Then the second season now, this guy wanted now to instill whatever he was teaching at Derby, analeta Chelsea. Sasa ndiye akafail. Umeget? Hiyo mpira ya Derby County haiwezi.
No.
Yeah, so
listen,
Ole Gunnar anataka kitu poa, but still needs to work a lot.
Guys, we're not
coach.
Mashara, can I ask Bethel just a question? If you take your coach, your manager, Pep Guardiola, take him to Tottenham Hotspur without money, will you win anything?
You cannot expect Donald Trump to come and be president in Kenya. Pep can only be a coach of maybe Bayern Munich, PSG. Those are big clubs, Barcelona, and maybe the Spanish national team. You cannot expect Pep to go and coach Arsenal or Tottenham.
No, so Pep goes Pep goes to clubs that have money. If you give Pep a club that does not have money, he can't perform.
Make that one a topic next week. I have to confirm to you that it's not about the money. Money cannot make a pass. Money cannot make 20 passes or moves. Yeah. Pep has been consistent with the tiki-taka. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
How many big clubs are there? United are
That's arguable. That's arguable.
We're running out of time. And one thing I loved about
money. Yeah. We saw what happened to Chelsea when Abramovich came. Money. Suddenly
but money.
And by that, I believe, just to wrap up, I believe that money and success go together. If ukitoa pesa nje, there's not going to be success. Klopp is a real show. Yes, we're gonna have a sideline discussion about that.
With money, you can get the best players and motivate.
Let's make progress. One thing I loved about Gerard's explanation is that he said there are so many players who've tried to transition as coaches. He's given examples of Pirlo, Lampard, but Ole doing what he's done at Man United, I think he deserves some credit. Now, I want us to talk about Jose. And Jose believes that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the worst father any kid would have. And before we even discuss about how Jose feels that that Ole is the worst father anybody would have, do you think Jose is suffering from era hangover or something? Because he doesn't seem to have clicked at Tottenham.
Let me tell you something about Jose Mourinho. That guy is a con man from the start.
Yes.
And a bit of history, maybe you haven't studied history about Nigeria. There was a president called Sani Abacha. He was a military general. He overthrew a president and then handed over peacefully. That's what Mourinho did. He won at Chelsea and then left. But now coming back, people cried, come back, the way they cried for Sani Abacha in Nigeria in the 90s. He came back and became a ruthless dictator that when he died, people started celebrating. And even the police in the streets were saying, hey guys, congratulations, the guy is dead. That's how Mourinho has come back to football. He came back to Chelsea, he tried the same, he failed. Went to United, but whenever he always fails, he makes a scapegoat. Like the other lady who was a team doctor at Chelsea. He abused everyone at United, Iva Caneiro. And the way he won the Champions League in Inter Milan, it was not the best way you could as a coach. So for me, I think his time is just over. The titles that he had, like Abacha, no longer matter. The guy is gone.
I think for me, I think you are right, because all along he's been given all the trash, all the money he requires. Look at the team he was given at Tottenham. You see, he's not coming out as a coach who can really mold a team and a team that can be able to. That's why you find that most clubs have recognized that he's not somebody who can deliver. It thrives a lot on excuses and abusing other people. So Mourinho's time.
I'm a guy who supports a team that Jose Mourinho coached for 2 stints, and he won the Premier League during both stints. So I think Mugala muue lakini haki yake mpe. Jose, Jose, you know, Ngare, you are a Arsenal fan, and we know the history between Jose Mourinho and Arsenal. So we want to go there. So Jose Mourinho has done what he's done in terms of winning those titles that he has won, Champions League, Porto, and of course Inter. And nakumbuka Mashara, one of these shows ulikuwa unasema ati the kind players may change from the zile awali ma players wa kitambo. We are dealing with the kind of a Cerelac type of players. Lazima wabembeleze kidogo. So I think that's why the Mourinho is finding it hard kuwabembeleza. And then Jose kind of also with that, and he ends up losing the dressing room. When you start losing the dressing room, utaenda. But lazima tukubali, Jose akipewa pesa, I'm very sure akikuja Chelsea na apewe pesa, he's still gonna win the league. And for you to say that Jose Mourinho has, he won Champions League in 2010 in not so good manner, he beat Barcelona on the way, he beat Bayern Munich on the way. You can't beat those big teams and root to using those orthodox means. Beating Bayern Munich in the final in Real Madrid 2-0, my friend. I think that's not. No, but look at the kind of players he used to have at Inter then. People like Lucio. Who doesn't know Lucio? The kind of
Lucio was a world-class defender.
Yes, players who play the kind of thorax kind of football. So that's what Jose is kind of working against Jose Mourinho right now. It's not the players at the moment. You can't use the kind of tactics alikuwa nazo 2010 on people like Pulisic, on people like Udoi, and then you expect them to win for you a title.
Let me read some comments, and then we're going to have to wrap. We'll let everybody have a chance to speak before we wrap, because it's 9 o'clock. Panian Senior Kasaini says Ole is doing great, even if he has a semi-final curse, but he has improved the team, but he hasn't been backed as Mourinho was backed. Trisby Jose ameisha kabisa. His time as a coach is done. I won't be that harsh. Ochiweda, Masharia, remember Ole relegated Cardiff City before running to Norway.
Yeah, they don't want to speak about that. They don't want to speak about that.
But someone would say, talk about the resources he had there. I don't know.
It's all about money.
Felix Makachia, speaking on La Liga, he says La Liga competition does not support the other teams. EPL is always out for grabs, giving any team opportunity to win. This is explained even by what teams are paid by TV coverage. By the way, in Spain, there's a really big disparity between what the teams on top and the lower ones get, which is not really then as it's not such a big gap in the EPL. Princess Nelly, Jose won a trophy. Van Gaal also did. What's your point exactly? Ole is the man. You're also obsessed with trophies instead of a strong permanent team. It took Sir Alex 6 years to win a trophy for United. Ochiweda, Moyes is a mid-table manager. Yes, you wanted to comment.
I think that comment is kind of talking about him. But anyway, we move on.
That's Alex 6 years. But you know, football has become impatient. The patience in the late.
You get votes, yeah. If you don't get, you go.
If you don't get, you go very quickly. Ochiweda,
that's why Arsenal,
mid-table manager.
Unless you have a brand like Pep.
That's why Arsenal fans want
brand.
Arteta to leave, because they don't see any direction Arteta is taking them at the moment.
They want Arteta to stay. That's now a full 1 hour. It not go anywhere. We are fine with him. West Ham will gate crash the top 4. Herman Omanga Samba. Hello guys, shout out to Oduse, super captain. Masharia and Gerard, not so sure it's him. Who's Gerald? Manchester City will not allow Manchester United to snap the cup from them. My United is shaky at times. The top 4 battle is also competitive and hard to predict. Carola, I made a request through Xavier. I hope God will bless you and extend a helping hand to us Red Bulls FC. Well, the helping hands are must for you, have no idea. Joseph Field says, I'm following. By the way, Moyes has done a very good job. Nani and Senior says, in fact, Jesse Lingard can't be given player of the month this round. Then the criteria used is, if he is, the criteria is used for favorism. Princess Nelly, what's the silence for? I'm a silent observer here. I'm not
no, but why is he saying that Jesse Lingard asipopata hiyo player of the month, then the rules are corrupted? We are just on 12th April. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks or so. So we're going to be patient.
Time to go. We have to start, Masharia. You let everyone give a parting shot on anything. Today you ignored Arsenal because we won. It's okay. You don't care. We'll win again next week. Then you can't ignore us.
Okay, we begin with Odu. Kapi?
Yes.
Tupeleke.
Yeah, so mimi parting shot yangu itakuwa tu kwa hiyo story ya vaccine. Government wapatie wachezaji more information about it na hizo side effects zote. Hiyo tu ndio kitu inafanya wachezaji wanaogopa hiyo vaccine.
I think also reach out to your club officials and tell them, because club officials should be able to get, especially a club like Kisumu All Stars, which is on paper supported by Kisumu County government, on paper. Talk to that sports minister, Achi. She's called Achi Alai. Tell Achi to speak to her health counterparts within Kisumu County. Can they come and brief Kisumu teams as a whole? And the same happens in all other counties. So also take the initiative. He's called Ochieng. Nick Ochieng. He's my friend. Kisumu All Stars. Mwambia Nick to speak to the county government, the health department, and brief the players. And I think that should happen across the country.
Cool. Jera?
Okay,
freeze.
He's frozen. Joshua, parting shots.
Well, I think my parting shots is that I am really surprised to hear Manchester United fans saying that Ole finishing in the top 4 is such an achievement for such a big club like Manchester United. I'm surprised. Things that I think Ferguson would not want to hear. Now, I think, again, kumalizia, I think Chelsea Champions League ni kama we might just end up winning it. See you next time.
Endelea kuota wewe. Ngare,
Dreams.
endelea kuota wewe.
So I think my parting shot first and foremost is to just thank you, Xavier, for the opportunity. Secondly, I'd like to congratulate Charles Okere for being awarded as the Harambee Starlets coach. I believe that our women team has the equal opportunity to represent this country. I pray that they are going to get the same support that the men's team got in terms of sponsorship, in terms of support, in terms of also the morale boosting sponsors and all that, because they can do better. I foresee our women taking us to first World Cup than the men. Yeah? So if we really invest very well on the women team, then we are going to actually be the first Kenyan team to represent us in the World Cup. And then lastly, for vaccination, let the due process be followed. Let there be enough sensitization whereby people are taken through the whole process from counseling to getting to know, understand what the side effects of the vaccine and what is expected of them once the players are being vaccinated. So I think that is my parting shot. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And for me, Caro, do you have anything before we close?
That's well has come back. He was frozen.
Oh.
Okay.
So my parting shot will go to the clubs. Actually, Carol, if you are not aware, most clubs don't even have a physical office. Not to mention a website. We need physical office or physical address.
Yeah.
We need to put up structures such that we have a website, we have something that can market us. You're talking about sponsorship in quotes. It's the way we brand ourselves. You see, most clubs don't have something that can pull out the sponsor. It's a marketing strategy. It's a two-way traffic. You give me, I give you. So if I don't see any value in your club, I won't invest in sponsorship. For the vaccination, I'll still urge all the players, go take the jab. And if possible, the federation should look at all the tires. Our players are going into crime, and it's a real concern even to security.
Yeah, it's a concern. My inbox is so full of players just asking for some simple things because of what they're going through, and it's unfortunate. It should not come to this. It's a disgrace. Yeah.
When Pope came to Kenya, he said, when the Pope came to Kenya, he said, be mindful of the youth. When he came to Kenya, it's a deep. The youth don't have jobs in Kenya, and when you're talking about football and mental health, most players at the age of 18, 19, 20, they want to play abroad. But now if you have 2 years, 3 years missing because of COVID, you may end up now turning into other things.
Exactly.
Host?
So I think we close at that. And thanks guys for coming. And by the way, follow Podcast Yadimba. Jera always has a show called Podcast Yadimba. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, follow them. And then for our players, yeah?
Send me the links.
I will. And then
Thank you.
Exactly. And for our players, we wish you all the best. Wish you all do all the best, and keep safe. We need you for tomorrow. And for our clubs, I just wanted to remind you that the English league is not the best league in the world. It's just a matter of marketing, so it's marketed. And so the missing link between us and them is just the marketing aspect. So thanks, guys. And thanks for watching.
Marketing and transparent leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you to all the viewers who watched. By the way, guys, thanks for watching. I think I put Safaricom airtime somewhere there. Nobody said they got it. Maybe it's still there and kidding. I don't know, but my jacker is usually so fast. But thanks everyone for watching, and thank you guys on the panel. We'll probably meet again next week. Masharia is the boss. Me, I work for him. But thanks for coming, and cheers.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.